Hello student, good afternoon. I am Isa Siddiqui. Today I am going to discuss last topic of electrochemistry. Before I am going to discuss the last topic of electrochemistry, I want to discuss one question. This is a particular graph. Lambda m is the molar conductivity and root c is the concentration. Find out which line represent strong electrolyte and which line represent weak electrolyte. Because in previous video I have discussed molar conductivity and limiting molar conductivity. This is limiting molar conductivity. The point line A, B represent weak electrolyte, and line C, D represent strong electrolyte. This type of question asked in CBSE examination, that is board examination. So you are required to focus this type of question also. This is molar conductivity, and this is concentration. Root C means concentration of root. Okay, so this line A, B represent weak electrolyte because when concentration is decreases, molar conductivity increases sharply, but when concentration decreases, molar conductivity increases linearly. So C, D line represent strong electrolyte and E, A, B line represent weak electrolyte. Okay, so next topic is Colres law. First of all, what is Colres law? Colres law may be defined as limiting molar conductivity for any electrolyte is the sum of their individual contribution of cation and anion. Next important point, it is applicable for any electrolyte means it applicable strong as well as weak electrolyte. Okay, so limiting molar conductivity for any electrolyte means strong as well as weak electrolytes is the sum of their individual contribution of cation and anion. If we take an example of NaCl, the cation is Na plus and anion is Cl minus. So limiting molar conductivity can be written as lambda m naught is equal to B plus lambda plus naught plus B minus lambda minus naught. B plus is equal to number of cation and B minus is equal to number of anion. In this case, cation is equal to 1 and anion is equal to 1. Lambda plus represent limiting molar conductivity of cation and lambda minus naught represent limiting molar conductivity of anion. So limiting molar conductivity of NaCl is equal to lambda naught Na plus lambda naught Cl minus. So if lambda naught Na plus is given and lambda naught Cl minus is given, then we can calculate lambda naught of NaCl, that is limiting molar conductivity of NaCl. With the help of, for example, if you take an example, calculate limiting molar conductivity of magnesium sulfate, that is MgSO4, if lambda Mg plus naught is equal to 106 and lambda naught SO42 minus is 160 Simon centimeter square per mole. This is also Simon centimeter square per mole. So limiting molar conductivity of MgSO4 is equal to b plus lambda plus naught plus b minus lambda minus naught. This is the sign of summation. B plus is equal to 1, lambda naught mg2 plus lambda naught SO4 2 minus. So 1 into 106 plus 1 into 160. So lambda naught MgSO4 is equal to 106 plus 160. 6 and 2. 266 Simon centimeter square per mole. So in this way we can calculate lambda naught for MgSO4, that is limiting molar conductivity of MgSO4 by the given data. Next important point, what are the application of Colres law? In general there are two application. First one is it is used to calculate lambda m naught for any electrolyte. Second one, it is used to calculate dissociation constant for weak electrolyte. So in general there are two applications of Colres law. First one is it is used to calculate lambda m naught for any electrolyte. Second one, it is used to calculate dissociation constant for weak electrolyte. What is dissociation constant? Take an example, that is acetic acid, which is a weak electrolyte. With the help of CH3COH, that is acetic acid can be written as, in aqueous solution it is dissociate into CH3CO minus plus H plus. Initial concentration is C and this 0, 0. At time t the concentration is C alpha and C alpha. Alpha is the degree of dissociation, so C is 1 minus alpha. C is a common, so C 1 minus alpha. This is C alpha and this is C alpha. So K equilibrium constant, K, A means acid. K is equal to concentration of this multiplied by concentration of this. So C alpha into C alpha divided by concentration of this at equilibrium, C 1 minus alpha. So it becomes C square alpha square 1 minus alpha C. So K is equal to C alpha square 1 minus alpha. So this is the relation between dissociation constant and degree of dissociation for weak electrolyte. Ka is a dissociation constant, C is a molarity, alpha is a degree of dissociation. So with the help of this particular equation we can calculate dissociation constant, that is Ka. So Ka is equal to C alpha square 1 minus alpha. Next, what is the relation between lambda m and lambda m naught? degree of dissociation alpha is equal to lambda m divided by lambda m naught. Okay. So degree of dissociation for weak electrolyte, it is the ratio of molar conductivity and molar conductivity at infinite dilution. So by putting the value of alpha in this equation, we get Ka is equal to C lambda m square lambda m naught minus lambda m. After solving, by putting the value of alpha in this equation, we get K is equal to C. C is a molarity, molar conductivity का square, limiting molar conductivity inside the bracket, limiting molar conductivity minus molar conductivity. So all these formula are very very important. First one is K is equal to dissociation constant for weak electrolyte, K is equal to C alpha square 1 minus alpha, and degree of dissociation alpha is equal to lambda m divided by lambda m naught. By putting the value of alpha in this equation, we will get K is equal to C lambda m square lambda m naught inside the bracket lambda m naught minus lambda m. So in this way we can easily calculate dissociation constant of weak electrolyte. So this is degree of dissociation, degree of dissociation. So with the help of this particular equation, we can calculate alpha and we can calculate degree of dissociation constant for weak electrolyte with the help of this particular. This is very very important question in examination. This equation is asked directly in terms of MCQ. So student, electrochemistry topic is completed. In next video lecture, I will discuss the question related to PT1. Thank you very much for watching the video.